Hello, it is the 10th of August of 2024, and man, I have been doing so much of this uh, over the past few weeks. This might be, depending on how I feel, this might be my last one of these. Oh, hold on. I should be capitalised. Um, I've done so much of these school memories. The only ones I've got left are years 12 and 13, and then we'll be going into university territory, and I'm not sure if I really want to do that anytime soon or anything like that. Um, but what I will do is I'll do this. I'll do these 2 years, and at some point I'm gonna want to get my drawing tablet out and start drawing some classrooms. So I've got some diagrams of how I remember them to go. Maybe show a few people in my classes if they're interested to see what they think. Right. Anyway, what I'm going to do now. Actually, I'll tell you what else I'm going to do. What else I'd like to do as well. I'd like to draw. Where is it from year 2? Mr. Claps. Maybe try the try remaking it Mr. Claps. But either way, so year 12 and 13, I'm hoping, because the last time I'd... Actually, do I have any updates? I've got one thing to update for now. So for the GCSE years, it was English. I remembered someone's name. Yeah. So Ben. It's Ben J. And there. Okay. So, let's go to my graphical diary. I feel the last one I went through these and it took a long time, and I feel like this one isn't going to take as long because by the time you get to sixth form, the amount of subjects that you do is drastically decreased. So, hold on. I might have to pause the recording at some point. I managed to recently. I got an external disk drive, an external DVD drive, and I had ripped some files from some DVDs that I found. And what I found, hold on. Let's go to, where am I? Okay, so archives, old external storage, discs, right, and I have a bunch of discs that I had ripped, and I now got them on my hard drive. And I've got like all the labels and everything. I'm not sure what's where, but I'm just going to take a quick look because there's some... Oh, sixth form. Could this be it? Right. So, some of this I might show on screen. A lot of it I will definitely not. Right, timetable and timetable year 13. 1 second, I'm just going to pause the recording. Right, okay. So, I've loaded up some files here, and I have not many subjects. So I'm gonna make a note of. I am going to combine years 12 and 13, and I have registration, maths, oh, we still had tutorial. That's interesting because I don't really remember anything about tutorials. Hold on. I'm just going to put tutorial. I'll get to that in a moment. Maths. So this was a level you got to pick. You got to pick. You could either pick 3 or 4 subjects, and originally I picked 3. Originally I picked maths and further maths, which sort of counted as a 4th one, but not necessarily. I did media studies and IT, and then later on I decided to do, there was a critical thinking class open, and I had to take that, and that happened after school and during some lunch times. Okay, so yeah, so this is all the subjects, and I had a few. I'm going to take some screenshots here, because I actually made spreadsheets showing my timetable, like capturing my timetable, and yeah. So I'm going to take a screenshot here. So I didn't do this for the previous years, or at least I don't have the files of it. But anyway, so this is year 12. Okay. I have another one. Let's open up this one. I have a timetable called Freeze, as in FREES, not FREEZE. Right. I'm going to paste these in, and I'll go through these in a moment. Then I've got year 13. Okay. And then I've got year 13 Freeze. Okay. So, do I have any other? No. Just gonna check these. Okay. No, I don't know how that works. I've got a sheet here for like homework timetable. It looked like how it was in our planners, but slightly different. All right. So I've got a few like diagrams here. So you are for year 13, you are for year 13, you are for year 12. Let's move you. Oh, is that the edge of the... No? Why can't you nudge along a bit further? Oh, you're snapping to grid. Strange. What are you snapping to? Why can't I move you further right? Okay, I have to use the arrow keys. Awkward, but fine. So basically, these are the timetables. Okay, you don't quite go the whole way. Okay. What is going on? Okay, well, let's line this up a little bit better. Right. So, these are my timetables. So, I'm going to have to shrink these and move these out the way at some point, by the looks of it. So basically, because it worked on a 2-week schedule, so we have week 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then week 2, what Monday to Friday, and then here's we have, and I spaced them so that they represent the amount of time. So because we only have so many lessons, we now have a bunch of free periods. So say Monday, for example, start with IT, and then we have all this time free up until the last 2 hours. Then you have an hour of maths with Mrs. Webster, then 2 hours with Mr. Robinson. I don't know, I can't remember how that went after school. I think there was some sort of like difficulty in doing certain things, and by the looks of it, Friday week 2, the maths, it was maths and IT, there was a clash there, so I had to just choose one or the other. And I think Mr. Finney once said that I should always choose maths or something, but he was very much a maths, and he was an interesting character. He was very much a maths enthusiast. Then we have, this is year 13. Again, I've got the subjects listed out with the teacher. Don't have as many maths, and there's a reason for that. And the reason why that says F maths and this says maths. Long story short, I dropped out of further maths because I had to redo some exams from regular maths, and it was too much, so I ended up dropping out. I dropped out of further maths, and I went and joined the regular maths crew who were doing regular maths. But there was a teacher that, because they had 2 teachers, but one of them was doing the work that I didn't need to resit, and there was another ones that were doing work that I did need to resit. And I did some further things. I did start doing further maths in year 13, but then I dropped out. So there's some things that I kind of remember, but I don't remember exactly what. I remember there was core 1, core 2, core 3, and core 4. I think it was core 3 and 4 I had to resit. Core 1 and 2 were fine. And there was also some other ones, like there was discrete math, which I was good at. I was one of the best at that one. And there was statistics and mechanics, which I wasn't so good at. Right. Anyway, these things over here. So this was, to me, these were this lot here. This was my free diaries, I suppose it was. Like, so when am I freely available? And BR, the gaps that say BR, that was me sort of, I was like talking to Bridge saying like when are you free? So I made a note of all the frees that he had. So if, for example, I wanted to go to his house or whatever, I could. And actually, that's what I did a lot of the lunch times. Just went over to his house. That was an era. I used to always go there after school. But this was a time when I used to go like in the middle of school. But either way, is there a way for me to collectively... Oh, okay. Oh, don't want them to go over the top there. So there's a good reference. As you can see, with your 10, You know what? You can go there for now. That's fine. Obviously, I've gone a bit too far. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing. Right. That's fine. You just sit there. Out the way. Right, so I had these lessons here. And I'm going to go through them in order. Now, and some of them I'll be able to pass between one year and the other. Right. Now, 1 second, I'm just going to check something. Right, okay, I was just sort of going on a bit of a dive, and I was seeing like these files, and I'm thinking like, oh, that could potentially be interesting, and then that could potentially relate to this thing. When I open up these files, I'm definitely going to open up them off screen because, like, this is schoolwork and I'm not. I was like, oh, I've got to make sure that there's certain things there that I'm okay with sharing because it can be a bit cringy sometimes. But anyway, so the story here is that, I'm going to make some extra things. I'm going to put lunch. No, I don't know. No, I'll just leave that for now. So basically the story here is that, so I had, for year 12, because when you go to sixth form, it's like a different part of this. It was within the same school, but a different area of the school. And this is when education stops becoming compulsory, or at least it did at the time. And so many people left the school and more people came into the school. So there was a big swap around of the sixth form. So there's plenty of new people and also plenty of original people that had gone. But mostly it was just a continuation of the same set. For the first year, I had a tutor group, which was by my year 7 geography teacher, and then by the end of year 12. She had to leave. I don't know if it was for maternity leave, I think, but I'm not sure. And when I came back to year 13, our class was dispersed. So like how there was one class that was dispersed in year 10, 11, and they got dispersed into ours, like all the classes including ours. This time, our class got dispersed into others, and I ended up in AF, which was the same teacher that I had for the first 3 years of German. And I was there with my friend Ross. But it was weird because I always called her Frau Frost, and suddenly it was, Mrs. Frost. It was strange. So, I don't really remember anything about tutorial. Let's note that down a bit. So, let's just get some things out. So, first, hold on, layout, and I put 12 LB. Room in the on the ground floor of the sixth form. Tables in a circle with some, I think it was a circle, some in the middle facing forwards, was sat at the front next to Andrea, who was my friend from primary school. Now, for year 13, hold on, yeah, so layout for year 13 was what was it? English room first, then upstairs art room, on far south side. Okay. Set with Ross. But also I'm going to put a note here in the rules. So didn't have to turn up for afternoon. Hold on, did I turn up for morning or afternoon registration? If had no lessons during morning or afternoon respectively. So like week 2 Wednesday on year 12 I'd have like a media studies first thing and have the rest of the day free, and according to my break thing bridge was free. It was strange. I mean, I'm going to have to make some notes because I'm going to have to make some notes because there was quite a few like out of school things, like break times and stuff. So hold on, let's right. Don't remember anything about tutorial maths. Okay. So I had loads of. So basically, I had. Hold on. Let's put. Started in maths and further maths, which did more maths lessons to fill full 2 years of maths in 1 year and further maths in next year. Right. So so we had 3 teachers, because I think you did have multiple teachers in 6th form for the same subject because it was more divided up. So I'm going to divide this up. Right, Mr. Finney. He was an interesting individual. Layout. Yeah, I'm going to note these along a little bit. The layout for Mr. Finney was small room next to year 7 maths room. Tell you what I didn't do. Well, I didn't add my work experience. Oh man, I should go back and add that. Where was it? Work experience. I'll make a note of that. January 2005. Okay. Five, which was year 11. Work experience. So that's going to be, I've made a note on that on my side note, so I'm probably going to come back to that at some point. Oh, and I've also changed, delete that, yeah, okay. Small room, tables all facing forwards. Next to James M. It was a small, hold on. We're here. Small class, only around 7 students. Next to James M, in front of the rest. Nick S. Now you may remember Nick S. Nick S. I mentioned all the way back in year 6 sports day. Where am I? Where is it? Sports day. Yeah, Nick S. from middle school was there. He was quite unpleasant at the time. And then on the introduction day, I saw Nick S. at the dinner hall. He became alright over time. And as you can see here, Nick S. Sometimes talk to me about Final Fantasy. Hold on, in brackets, he said that Tombury has a Wikipedia page. That's something I remember him saying. Teacher, so Mr. Finney. Teacher was left-handed and wrote numbers upside from he wrote he was left-handed, and then he wouldn't say if he was drawing a 7, he wouldn't start at the top and go down. He'd start from the bottom and go up. He was I don't know, he had quite a strange writing style. Used to always talk about how amazing maths is. It's sort of like he was sort of playing it on like it was semi-joking, but you could tell he was serious. One time kept us back for a few minutes to show us the best formula in the world. And I think it was e to the pi I equals -1 or something. I'm going to set that up. So e to the pi I equals -1. Something like that. Oh, e to the pi times I is -1. Yeah, so e to the let's choose the syntax of this. Right, e to the pi hold on, e to the pi, let's put those in brackets, I equals -1. Is that right? do I need another bracket there? Alright, well, that was the best formula in the world. One time, typed his hold on. I'm going to make a password here. One time, teacher put in his password, which was 5 characters. Nick S asked him, Mr. Finney, is your password maths? Teacher looked worried and I laughed, saying I was thinking the same thing. Right. So as for the actual subjects that we did, hold on. There was a few subjects that we did. So I'm just trying to remember differentials, integrations. Oh yeah, there was another thing that you made a point out as well. It made a point. There was a word. There was a word that he used to ask me the spelling of because I got it wrong one time. They used to ask me every single time. What was the word though? It was a word that it sounded like it had an R in, like integral, like inter, but I put an R in and then it wasn't. Then there wasn't an R in it. Try to remember word. Right, so teacher asked me the spelling of a word which I got wrong once by putting an R in it. He then kept asking me every time and I got it right every time from then on. Yeah, it was a word, it was similar to like integral, where I was like integral, like with an R, yeah. Something like that. I don't know. Then there was the mathletes. So there was one time competed as team against another school in the same classroom. We won, but the team dropped me and replaced with somebody else. I said, you don't drop people from a football team. Nick said that was a very bad analogy. They lost the next round. I'm not going to say that I think it was due to my absence. I just think, I mean, I was very good at maths, but I think of like the top 7 in the school, I was probably around 7th. Something like that. Right. That's all I really remember from Mr. Finney. Do you remember Mrs. Webster? The layout. So, big room in the T block, I think. All sat on front row. Because remember, there was only like 7 of us or so. But it wasn't. Hold on. Put it. Not dining hall. Because it wasn't the dining hall. That's where I had maths in year 8. It wasn't there though. We did some work on statistics, which I wasn't too good at. I just put subjects. Yeah. Statistics. Don't really remember. I don't really remember much about that class. I still see Mrs. Webster around sometimes. And I say hi to her. She doesn't remember me, but I remember her. But she knows. I was like, oh yeah, you taught me school. Oh yeah, Mr. Webster. Husband covered at one point. He was saying, put in brackets, or was it Mrs. Webster? I don't know who said it. That he doesn't like music loud, but Mrs. Webster does. Okay. Miss Robinson. Now he was a fun character. He was the one that we had for maths in the previous couple of years when he gave everyone presents. And he was the one that said like, oh, I'm going to teach you how to do this thing, and then it turned out like, oh well, that was wrong. But what did Mr. Robinson? What did he do? Hold on. Let's do. Hold on. Layout. Same room as year 10, 11. Same room. Hold on. Same room. / teacher as year 10, 11. Anything else noteworthy? I know subjects. Oh, man, I can't really remember. I can't remember much like events, but I remember a few subjects. So a few subjects. We did discrete maths, which was my strong point. I was really good at that. So like algorithms. So there was like Prim's algorithm, Kruskal's algorithm, Dijkstra's algorithm. I think it's Kruskal. Is how you spell it? Yeah, Kruskal algorithm. Yeah, Kruskal algorithms and Prim's. Is it Prim's or Prim's? That was the They were very similar, but I think Cruscles was just a bit better. So it was basically about like a spanning tree of points. You just have to find all the smallest, like the smallest path that connects all the points, and it's just a case of going in order of the smallest point. Oh, sorting algorithms, yeah. Yeah, so you compare like a lot of points. Hold on. Oh, well, I was going to take a screenshot of the. I found like. Hold on, let's go to images. Alright, 1 second. Yeah, so like. This, for example, you find like the best thing to connect them. I mean, that's not a very good example, but spanning tree, yeah. Oh, here's probably a better one. Yeah. So you find all the best ones, and Cruscles, Prim's algorithm. Prim's algorithm is similar, but you're not allowed to. You have to go by the ones that connect. You have to do it like in order from the ones that connect. So you start somewhere and you have to like connect them, like the. You have to. You can't. You have to choose the ones. You only look at the ones that connect. The ones that you already have connected. So you can't just pick out other ones. I mean, I suppose they've both got their own advantages. And Dijkstra's algorithm. Yeah, Dijkstra's algorithm was about finding the shortest path between 2 points, and in that one, you have to like make a note of like individual. You have to make a note of all the different like paths that you have to write boxes in and all that. So algorithms. There's also some sorting algorithms that we did. So bubble sort, shell sort, quick sort, bucket sort. I think bucket sort. That's like how do you arrange, like if you've got like a list of entries, how do you arrange them in order? So it'd be like bubble sort is like it's like different, like you could do compares and you swap and all that, and like and like certain ones are good because it takes like how much is it dependent on the amount of entries in the list. So for example, the bubble sort, the amount of comparisons you have to make increases exponentially as the amount of entries in the list increases, because that's just because of the way that it like cycles through. Whereas something like the quick sort increases linearly. You know what? Let's Prims. Let's not take up so much space for just that. Cruscles. Have I spelled Prim? Prim's got one in. Dijkstra's. And then bubble. Shell. These sound like Final Fantasy spells, don't they? Bubble, shell, quick. I think they all are to some degree. Not bucket though. Like Final Fantasy 12 has bubble, most of them have shell. 6 has quick. Interesting. Okay, then there was mechanics. So this is where I struggled quite a bit with mechanics, and it's strange that looking back now, there was one bit I really struggled with. So there's like translating acceleration to speed to distance, etc. I struggled to understand understand that increased speed. Hold on. I struggle to understand that x equals y equals mx plus c, like a very straight like line. Plus c for speed meant acceleration was y equals a constant. But I mean, it seems clear to me now. Like, I'm thinking, why did I struggle with that? Like, yeah, that makes sense. But it was just, I don't know, it just wasn't going in for some reason. There was one time. Hold on, I'm going to put ink on hand. Teacher had ink on his hand, so licked his finger to rub it off, kept licking finger when had ink on it. Don't ask me why I remember that, but I do. Right. Media studies. So, I had 3 teachers for media studies. You know, I'm rather inconsistent with putting the dots after the Misters and Misses and all that. And all that. All that. And all that. Right. So, it was all in the same... Hold on. Layout. All in same room. Drama room. Hold on. Well, it was the side of drama room, boarded off, black walls, dark carpet. Right. So, video work. Now, I have these videos. I am not showing you them, but I have these videos. So, advert for the school. At the start of... Look, these were all year 12. Because in year 13 we didn't do them. But we did videos. So, advert for the school. With... There was a few. I don't remember. Nick B. Susie W. No. B. And Lauren C. The others recorded the footage for the most part. I, with one other person, went to a put year 10, 11 tutor room, because head teacher was there and filmed her saying, "Come and join us." And rest of class cheered. I should put she said more, but we had to cut it. I'm not going to talk about the content of the video itself because I have the video, so I don't need to talk about a lot of them. Hold on, I need to move these, nudge these along. Right, that was the first one. Right, the second one I did by myself. Music video. Did music video of My Everything by Goldfinger. There was a cut scene where me running away. Right, yeah. So, again, I don't need to go into the context of the video, but I had a scene of me running away, but I didn't include it. Third one was Shadow of Death. Well, I should put by myself in there. Shadow of Death. Worked with Bridge and Darren W. They were both from other media studies class, because there's media studies class. There's two different media studies classes. Like there was mine, and then there was another one, and they were both in the other one. But worked with Bridge and Darren W. Bridge and Darren. Recorded scenes at night near local high street. Cut scene. Somebody was talking to them in the street, and they were explaining what they were doing. Hold on. Accidental footage of ground. Okay. So I'll explain to you now. The music video, the advert for the school was just going around saying like, "Oh, we've got these facilities," and then the music video was just me like messing around, like moving teddy bears around with the music. Hold on, I should actually. I don't know what here. Teacher later. Hold on, teacher, and I put Mr. Earl. Said it was a good example of demonstrating. Hold on, said to the class it was a good of demonstrating a certain lifestyle when really I just filmed stuff randomly. Yep. Shadow of Death. Then there was Super Size Me Not, because we watched Super Size Me as part of the Mysteries course. So worked with, yeah, I'll put that again. Both Bridge and Darren. Hold on. Scene where I walk past the window. Was told to wait for the signal from Darren, but then said I don't need to because I can see when Bridge sits down based on the curtain moving. So basically what happened is there was a point where Bridge like walks into his house and he sits down on his chair and he's like introducing and go like, "Hi, I'm going to show you what happens when you eat too much healthy food." The premise of Super Size Me Not, it was a parody of Super Size Me, so it was like him saying like, "I'm going to show you what happens when you eat too much healthy food." So he's only allowed to eat salads. And the joke was that when he sits down, I walk past the window just randomly because it doesn't make any sense. Just this stranger walking past the window. And I was waiting for the signal from Darren to say like, "Oh yeah, you can go there." But whenever we sat down in the chair, like the chair itself, it knocked against the curtain. So I didn't. I got like that became my signal. It's like, oh, I could just see the curtain moving. So there was that. The idea, it was quite. I will describe the trailer to you though. It was quite funny. We were very much into doing funny things. So the idea was that it was to show. It was him saying like, "Oh, here I'm going to take this so seriously," but it was all a joke. It's like, I'm going to take this so seriously, and and it was him saying like, "Right, these are the rules," and then we had clips of him breaking the rules. So the first rule was, I must only eat salads, and then it cuts to a clip of him eating a Snickers bar. So I must only eat ready-made salads, and then it shows you him making a salad and pouring loads of salt in it. But there's a scene. Like my favourite one is it gets more like drastic. So then it goes, I must persevere with this task for 30 days, and it's like on day 2 when he's struggling. And then it goes, I must obey the law. And I was thinking that's as generic as it could be, and then it shows you him running away from the police. And then there's a scene where this is scene with Doctor. So who was played by DeBrage. So, a scene with the Doctor. Camera panned to me wearing the cloak, as meant to represent death, wearing the cloak, and I flipped a coin. Had to do retakes because the coin kept hitting things, including some step ladders. So I sit there and I'd flick a coin to do like, I'm waiting, your time is up, like being death. And one time I flicked the coin, and it just flung and hit some step ladders, and we all started laughing. Right. Then there was the final one, which was the Anatomy of Ambition. Ambition? I think it was Ambition. I shall have a look actually. Let's go back. Let's go back. No, it doesn't matter. The Anatomy of Ambition. So I'm going to put, yep, worked with those two again. So this one was, it was a, Bridge was saying like, oh, there's these three people who are going to, I'm going to study them trying to break world records. And the joke was like, we'd all try to break world records, but the records that we broke were rather silly. And like, so mine was I wanted to play the most games of rock paper scissors in a row without losing. And then there's a scene of me beating my reflection. So I'm gonna right there. So scene of me beating my reflection. Tried to explain to Bridge and Darren how I could edit the video to make it look like I beat my reflection, but they didn't understand and liked what I showed them. Oh, gotta remember it. Okay, so Super Size Me Not. Nothing I can remember about that. The dark arts of making a salad. I took footage of Bridge making a salad and reversed it. Bridge thought it was funny, and teacher, in this case Mr. Earl, said I should put some death metal onto it. Should also save the music video. Considered doing video for, and here we have a big song title. Our lawyer made us change the name of this song so we wouldn't get sued by Fall Out Boy, of course. Do you remember that? Do you remember when that was a big thing? When they don't do that anymore. It was an interesting trend. You had like these emo bands that made songs with big names. That was an interesting time. Right. Mr. Earl put together the ending of our episode 1 intro. On showing to the class, Matthew R asked what the music was. I said, "Welcome to Buckethead Land by Buckethead. And I think it was Lucy C. I'm going to put that there. And said, oh yeah, that famous song. Yeah, she was in our class because she was really into Pink. I remember that, as in the singer. Speaking of which, so, one time editing video on computer, and Matthew R, Ben, what's his surname? Hold on. N? Yep, that's him. Ben N. And Sarah Y. Were on computer next to me. One of them said, Franco, un-American. And I said, no effects. And they were surprised that I knew. We were talking about music and they were surprised that I knew the bands they liked. I said that... Hold on. They had with them The War on Errorism by NoFX, Stranger Than Fiction by Bad Religion, and Dookie by Green Day. I didn't really know that one, but I think is that the one? I'm gonna have a look. Is that the one with the explosion on the front? On the front? Yeah, that one. So, yeah, that one there. But I didn't know that one. I said, I think 21st Century Digital Boy is a bit of a noob song. Matthew said, I see what you mean. Or something. No, it's like, yeah, I get that. Or something like that. I don't know. Oh, man. I've written so much. So much. I didn't think I was going to write this much. Should I continue? Yeah, I'll continue. Right. Videos. I'll put making, just, yeah. So, what did we study? So, I'll tell you what, can I find, this would be nice, A-level exam papers, 2007. Now, is this all maths? This is all maths. Oh, would be interesting, I suppose. I can find some. Decision maths, core, mechanics, statistics. Ah, okay. Right, I'm gonna have to look at this because some of the A levels, it was like you did the AS levels, and there was the A levels in the year afterwards. Past papers. No, it's all maths. Is there any media? Hold on, media studies. Because I tell you what, I do remember media studies A levels past papers. I remember there was one. Oh man, have this. How far just go back? No, not far enough. Revision will doesn't go far enough. Was these? I should have paused the recording rather than turn the thingy off. Media studies. A level. Can I Right. How far did this go? No, 2020. I should really be doing this on screen, shouldn't I? Never mind. Can't find it. I do remember the exam though. So there were certain things that we watched. Let's make hold on. So videos watched. So there was a program called The Secret Policeman. The Secret Policeman. 2003 documentary. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. The Secret Policeman is a documentary about an undercover reporter that reveals racism among police recruits in Manchester. Yep, we saw that. Okay, so I'm just going to make a note. The Secret Policeman. We watched Psycho. We watched Batman Begins. We watched Brass Eye. There was like a children's thing that we watched as well. Like, I don't know. There was a children things that we watched, and then someone said like, oh, for this work, I want you to compare two pieces of work, like two pieces of media, and one of them was like, I'm going to compare. And someone said they were going to compare like this baby's show to Psycho. Batman Begins. Now, I saw Batman Begins here after I saw it at the theatre, and I saw it at the theatre because I went with my dad somewhere. and there was like a festival on, and it started chucking it down raining, and then we went into the cinema. That's something to look up, I suppose. See when that happened. Uh, Brass Eye. There was another. Oh, it was one time we watched Sin City. Yeah. Psycho, Batman Begins, Brass Eye, Sin City. Um, what else? We saw loads. Oh, there was a Michael Portillo documentary. Hold on. Michael Portillo TV show. Michael Portillo. God, he went to like a poor person's house, like a poor person, or like someone's house, like a regular. It was like I don't know if they were like poor, or if they were just like average UK levels of wealth. Um, but it looks like Michael Portillo actually has done some like shows of his set by himself, so it's harder to see. We watched. Oh man, Bowling for Columbine. We watched that. But what was the kids thing that we watched? There was a children's show. Did I put Super Size Me? No, I didn't put Super Size Me. Super Size Me. There was a black and white show that we hold on. Black and white film ankle bracelet. I'm very much shooting. Oh, hold on. Roger Ebert. Double Indemnity. That's it. That's it. Indemnity. Double Indemnity. Yeah, we watched that in a side room in another room, and I remember it was on a projector, and it had this weird because the film's in black and white. Hold on. Indemnity. Double Indemnity. The film was in. Hold on. I've put watched in side room. Hold on, watching other room. Other drama room. I just put other drama room. On projector. Saw rainbows when I turned my eyes. Yeah, it was weird. Like, I don't know if other people like had the same thing or if other people noticed or anything, but like I don't know what it was. Maybe something to do with the film, like the black and just the effects of the projected black and white image. I don't know, but what would happen is like if I turned my eyes or something, I get like flash like these rainbow flashes. It's really strange. Right. Um. I was trying to think of what the kids show was that we watched. There was something, and it was like something a bit like something like along the lines of Yo Gabba Gabba, I think, but I don't know. But that's something to think about, like different things that we watched. Um, because we did some work on superheroes. Um, and which is when we watched Batman Begins. We did some work on advertising and some work on representation of women. Although I don't remember exactly what we watched. I know advertising. That was with Mr. Matthews. He passed away a few years ago. I say a few years ago. Quite a while ago now. As did man. I tell you what, the drama, the of the three major studies teachers I had, one of them died of cancer, and another one died in a house fire. Grim. But advertising. So he was like, I mean, people liked him, but he was probably the least favourite of the three because I think he there was one time because no one liked the subject, so no one was like really like into it. So the interesting thing about advertising, there's something to do with McDonald's. Like, hold on, I'm going to search up McDonald's. Was there like a libel suit or something? McDonald's libel case. McLibel. Haha, McLibel. That's it. Oh, hold on. McLibel case. Right. This isn't the one I think it is, isn't it? This isn't to do with the coffee, is it? The hot coffee. It's two hearings. The original case lasted nearly 10 years. Announced it's not to plan. Da, da, da. All to do with them. Hold on. Two environmental activists of Greenpeace, a small environmental campaign group. Ah, right. So it wasn't no one was suing McDonald's. I was thinking there was a case where someone like spilt coffee and it was really hot and it scalded their legs or something and then something like that. But libel is different, isn't it? That's when you misrepresent somebody. Okay. Yeah, so this was about an environmentalist group spreading information about McDonald's that McDonald's didn't like. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But okay, McLibel. Right. What else is the doing with advertising? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back. I'm going to where am I? Discs. Sixth form. Media. McDonald's adverts. 1 second, I'm gonna pause the recording. Okay, I loaded this up just in case, and I stopped the recording just in case something like really embarrassing came up. But it turns out I've got a file called McDonald's adverts, and it just says this: McDonald's adverts, channel 4 at 6:15. Don't know what that means, but I'm gonna continue looking, see if I can find something. Okay, after trawling through a couple of files, I managed to find something about communication technology, in which I gave an example of someone might shout about how much they hate George Bush. I have found so Nike, as I'm going to call them. I could call them Nike, as I've been hearing, but I also call them Nike. So there was a piece of analysing the Nike advert. During the advert, which I was showed in class, I noticed several aspects as to how it promoted its product. In this case, shoes. About the music, it's very active. I'm just skimming this one here, by the way. Steady beat but not too loud. Back up the idea they use to increase your speed. This is not actually said, but people subconsciously assume this. Yeah. The whole advert used basketball to show, makes you assume, how effective these shoes will be at basketball. I also noticed that every shot taken got in the hoop and none of them missed. I mean, this seems so quaint now. Like, really, you're telling me that they shoot a basketball on a advert showing shoes and they manage to get a net every single time? Yeah. And then it even shows one of the messages that comes up said, "Come as you are." This is used to make the viewer think that it doesn't matter who they are, as long as they buy Nike shoes. It even showed a mouse and a, quote, geek scoring, which also backs up the idea that Nike shoes will make you far better at basketball. Yeah. Then I write about how you know what? I'm going to look this up. I'm gonna write advertising. I'm gonna put Nike shoes. I'm gonna put look up this advert. Described in Word document. So obviously there's something to do with the Nike shoes, but I don't remember it. One thing they did not say was the price of the shoes. This is because they are expensive, and if you were told the price of the advert themselves, the viewers would be put off buying them. Alright, I suppose. How old would I have been then? 2006, 2007. Right, 1 second. I'm going to pause the recording again, just in case I stumble across something really embarrassing. Right, I come up a file called captions, and it seems to be just some answers to some questions, I guess. I don't know the context, but seems we maybe watch something to do with like protesters, pro-hunt supporters, something to do with like fox hunting, I imagine. And someone burnt an effigy of Tony Blair. You know what? I'm going to search that up. See if I can find what it is. Is it that I'm referring to there? I should put pro hunt Tony Blair effigy. That was 2004. Blair burned at stake in Hunt Fury. Let's look, see if I can find some images, because I don't remember any of this. Okay, so we watched something to do with it. Oh, here when he does that. Something to do with hold on. Where am I? Right. Was there a documentary or something? Hold on. Profile on Tony Blair effigy. Documentary. I don't know. There was some event that went down. Oh, this is an old looking site. Second. Yeah, so this is what I found here. The government's campaign to outlaw hunting made the Prime Minister the popular choice for Edenbridge Bonfire Society's celebrity guy. Right. It's like you burn a Guy Fawkes. Yeah, this is from 2004. I don't know. I'm going to put in brackets here. In square brackets. Tony Blair bird effigy. I put the word dummy in what I was writing about because I wouldn't have known the word effigy at the time. An effigy, a soldier out of time. Right, 1 second. Right, I'm clearly finding nothing else there. So I'm gonna have to move on, I think. Advertising. I'm gonna put Mr. Matthews shouting. Okay, so Mr. Matthews once shouted at the class, which was very out of character and shocked everybody. I remember that. I don't know. I need to think of more things that we watched that we could have. Hold on. Let's move this down a little bit. I'll put here in brackets Michael Portillo. I can spell Portillo. Looking around Kura House? Question mark. Okay. No, I don't know. I don't know what else to add there. Let's move on. IT. Okay, IT had 4 teachers for IT, but I'll say small class with just 6 people. Hold on. Me, Baron W. Again, it was another. It was another like. It was another. It was kind of. It was another class like graphics. From GCC. It was. I was with all boys, but thankfully, these weren't as rowdy as the other ones. So, I was with Darren and who else? What was his name? Daniel P. on my side of the room. And on the other side, there was Matthew. No. Alex T. I've got his name mixed up. John something. John, I don't remember his surname. And Jonathan D. on the other. Alex and John were both a nuisance. Jonathan wasn't too bad. Darren and Daniel on my side. Because we sort of like divided up like 2 groups of 6. Honestly, I do not remember what we did. I just remember, I'll say databases. So did exam for databases. And which was multiple to our exams. I couldn't get the database to work properly, so I tried to fake it by cropping together 2 different screenshots which make it look like it worked. Didn't get a very good grade though. Windings. Once told Mr. Bamford as a joke that I do remember a little bit more. As a joke that I was making slides with a Windings translation. Yeah. So, there was, I remember that. Another project I remember was we did an animations project. Man, I've got a lot of things here. Right. So I'm going to do chess. Right, so this is chess. So, did President... oh, it was like a flash. Made flash site to show how to play chess with stop animations. Is that right? How you describe it? Stop animations? Like start stop animation? Start stop animation. Teacher, I'll just put Mr. Lockwood said that it doesn't. Said that. Hold on. I said to Mr. Lockwood that something was going on the brown. Hold on. The brown side. And he said, I'm colourblind. Which explains his disdain for anything to do with colour. Like, anytime we do like spreadsheets and stuff, we don't have a go at people like saying, oh, just all these colours, like what are you doing that for? Especially like if you didn't start whatever you're doing on cell A1, he'd be like, say if you started at B2, which I often did, he'd be like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, oh, and it looks better with a bit of a buffer there. But yeah. And I do have a few, hold on. Unit 10? What is Unit 10? I don't know. Because I can remember there was a database and there was a flash thing. 1 second. Alright, so here is some work that I'm feeling okay to show. This is me talking about the different, trying to get it to work. So I don't remember exactly, as you can see all the videos were successfully entered into Dreamweaver. So this is like some screenshots. I mean, look at this. I used to use the, on Windows XP, I was a fan of the green theme, which looks horrible now. But I remember, because Ross had an Xbox and I was thinking like, oh wow, green on technology looks so good. But it doesn't. I don't think it does. But at the time I was like, oh yeah, this looks so good. I said, look, you see these? And that is the panel on the left. So this is explaining like how the pieces are and all that. And each button has a link to another page. I then tested each button out. Does it work? Yes. Yes. Right. Yet again, I'm glad to see that all the buttons work successfully. And then you have to check the grammatical and spelling errors on all the different pages. And if I can, 1 second, I'll see if I can load it up. Or maybe, hold on, 1 second. All right, so you don't see the side panel here because originally you've got, this is like the main thing, and then you've got the side panel on the left, but this just shows like the main page. I don't know, I can't remember how it worked, but this is basically the file just loaded up here is of the main page. And so there's meant to be a video here, which I've got here. It's meant to load in this space here, but that's obviously not worked. But look, here's an example. So this is how a rook works. Rook small. Oh, moving the pieces along. This is me on the desk in the IT room, taking pictures, and there you go. So that's one thing I remember. But I don't remember much else. Meetings. 1 second. Okay, that was pointless. That was just me saying about the meetings with the what was it? Meetings with talking with the owner of the company who wanted me to do the chess thing. Anyway, there was one time. Oh! Didn't mean to do that. You may remember my beatboxing from. Yeah, what's it called? I don't know, from business studies a couple of years ago. Anyway, I keep calling him Matthew. Alex T. Recorded me reading something off a wall about. Hold on, reading something off a wall and him doing a beat over it. I do have the video, and no, I am not showing you it. I'm going to have a look though. Better is better best. I think it's when good is better. Jerome, good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. Yeah, there was just a random quote on the wall. Website. This one. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. Right. Yeah. Reading. Good, better, best. Quote by Saint Jerome. Off the wall. And him doing a beat over it. That's it. Anything else, IT? No, not really. Critical thinking. So, man, that was difficult. Critical thinking was good. I enjoyed it, but then some of the like as soon as it got to like you had to analyze like full paragraphs, it started getting really difficult. That's what I found. Right. So we had two teachers. Mr. Goodall. Small. I'll put light. Hold on. Mr. Ford. So I'm going to say, because we had two teachers, so put layout, small class, upstairs, all sat in line, perpendicular to door. Random brush. One time a brush appeared at the window which sprayed water at the window. Me and Jody B found it funny. So we did work on logical fallacies. So like ad hominem. No. I don't know. I just put e.g. ad hominem. Making and assessing arguments. We had to make and we had to write down arguments and assess them. We didn't have to make them, didn't have to be good. The one I remember, one I made was colour paper looks better than white paper. Therefore, we should burn all white paper. Then we have with Mr. Ford. It was small class upstairs of the sixth form. Other darker room upstairs in sixth form. All sat in line away from the door. And this was to do with like I don't know, it was more moral based, I guess. Like morality based stuff, I'll just put. So one of them, for example, one example was woman had shoes in bag before paying, then when caught as leaving, she said, "I'll pay for them." Nadia H said, if she's going to pay for them, then what's... No. No, Nadia said, what'd she say? She said, but she said she's going to pay for them. And I responded with, but if the only punishment is paying for them, then what's to stop them trying? I should put... and there's another thing as well, which was another thing that I'm sure this was Mr. Ford's class. It was quite strange. Oh man, let's do these. Stealing shoes, and there's another one about who is more likely to steal. Nadia said if they're poor, then they have more reason to steal. Mr. Ford said being poor makes no difference at all. Rich people would still steal, but Nadia said but they have less of a reason, and Mr. Ford wasn't agreeing. Alright. I quite like critical thinking. Anyway, a couple more things to talk about. So, the thing with this particular year, man, breaks and lunch is something that I could go into in other years, but I'm going to finish this off just by going into a few details here. I mean, I have written a lot for sixth form, more than I thought I would. So break time. So what years are we in here? We're 2005 to 2007. Right. Okay. Went to Tesco during break because you were allowed to leave the premises at this time. Ross, James, and gang. Hold on, I put some names here. Ross, James, Tom, Chris. I've just thought IT. Okay, I'll do that. No, I'll go back to there now. So I'm thinking IT. Small class with just 6 people that was year 13 after others had dropped out. Yeah. Let's have a look at, hold on. So, for IT in year 12, yep, Mr. Smith, Mr. Lockwood, Mr. Clarkson. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. And if I expand this one, Lockwood, Richardson, Bamford, and Vickers. I don't remember Mr. Vickers much. So yeah, oh man. So most of IT was after a lot of people had dropped out. Because a lot of people dropped out in year 12. Because it wasn't proving very effective to get people grades. So, I tell you what I do remember with Mr. Smith in year 12. I remembered a couple things now. What was it? Showed animation of. Hold on, let's do this way. Tacky animation, right? Showed tacky animation of blobby dog walking left. Said it was so graphically intense that it would take 2 DVDs to get the whole thing. Yeah. And if that was a joke, obviously. Because it was like a 2-second animation, just like a blob just moving from the right to the left. Man, the sun is out. Very sunny. Very cloudy, but very sunny. Okay. iTunes protection. Right. Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, this is the same IT teacher I had in year 9 who, when he took my picture, said he's never seen anyone so happy in his life. Because others were making me laugh. Mr. Smith said that Apple have copy protections, so you can only copy a music file to a CD so many times. I said, but couldn't you just rip the file from the CD and use it any amount of times? And he nodded. Hold on, let's get the quotation mark on that right. And he nodded his head. Right, man. Mr. Lockwood made a comment on gender, which I think I should point out now. Mr. Lockwood said that men are different to women because women would like an origami that was made for them, but men would prefer a PlayStation. I don't know what sparked that. But he was just saying like, oh, men are fundamentally different to women, which, I mean, depends how you want to. I mean, there aren't many great interpretations of that, but take that as you will. So let's go back to break time, because I just remembered, yeah, there was some oh, hold on. Let's IT. Did I have Miss Richardson in year? I did. Right. I don't remember much though. Where am I? IT. Meeting minutes. So there was one time in Miss Richardson's class, one time had to write out minutes of the meeting. I wrote all the little details about things like the class being interrupted. T and John, what's his name, found it funny. I don't know. Anyway. Suppose I could put that under. Hold on. I should actually put gender comment. Miss Richardson. Year 13 question mark. But I do remember Mr. Clarkson in year 12. Blog. We had to make a blog for our work. That's all I remember there. I mean, there's a few things I could add, like general notes. In fact, let's make a general note. Unknown year. Yeah, so there was one time me and Bridge were made admins of the Game Maker Club on the virtual learning on the schools intranet, which Mr. Lockwood was not happy about, but we sort of won him over, I guess. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that was when we were in sixth form, but either way, I've made a note to it to the side. I'll do 12/13 question mark in my notes. So, who else was in this? It was like this gang. I'll just put and gang. Went to Tesco. Ross once said that chicken and white chocolate was the perfect combination. I tried some chicken with white chocolate and it was fine. There was also tout. Hold on. No, I'll stick this here. So, move it down a little bit. Tout. Drink called tout came in silver pouch. Ross and gang laughed at its name. No, that's okay. Tout. Right. Laughed at its name. One time they all tried some tout and laughed at how dilute it was. I later later got into tout as I started running after school. Now this is something outside of school. There was I remember when I used to go to Bridge's house, and afterwards I went for a little run, just around, and sometimes I get some tout, and I made a thing of getting tout. I'm going to actually have a look. Tout drink. Is there an image? Well, what I'm finding here looks a lot fancier. Ah, was it bar? Right. Bar tout drink. So this is what I'm finding. This is not what I had. This is not the tout that they had. It was in a pouch. Tout drink pouch. Tout drink pouch UK. Tout. What if I go looking up? Tout drink. No, what I find looks completely different. I don't know. I don't think it's the same brand. Yeah, it looks totally different. I'm gonna try orange. Tout drink orange. No, I'm not finding any sources. This looks like something I'm going to have to draw. But I don't actually know. But this is interesting though, because it there's a few things it signifies to me. About just different events and stuff. Anyway, so that was break. Lunch. I'd often at lunchtime went to Bridges' house. And we'd sit, because he lived very close to the school. If I wanted to go home during lunch, by the time I got home, it wouldn't be long before I'd have to sit back off again. So, but for him, it was a case of he had so much, it was so much closer, so we could just go there. So we'd sit in the living room, eating our lunches, watching Jeremy Kyle. Bridge once did impression of Jeremy Kyle person. What's the word? Guest saying, "I don't want to see my kids. I just want the rat." Like you were saying, are you going to see the? Are you going to see them? No. Do you want to see them? No. I just want the right to. Something like that. What a nasty show Jeremy Kyle was, but it was a big thing at the time. I think Jeremy Kyle's not a very nice person either. But yeah, that's man. That did end up writing quite a lot more than I thought I was going to. Um, but it's all, yeah, it's all. Wait, no, it's not. What am I talking about? I haven't done the second year. Oh man, I missed out a whole lot. I totally forgot about doing year 13 maths because, man. Right. Mr. Belmont. Year 13. So, went after, hold on. Hold on. Was retaking core 3 and 4 of maths, so dropped out of further maths and joined regular maths class. Was a part of Mr. Hold on. That class had 2 teachers, but I was only in the one because I didn't need to retake the exams of the other. Okay. So, he was quite a character, Mr. Belmont. Two things I remember. Someone called Mika, right? So, Mr. Belmont used used to play Life in Cartoon Motion by Mika a lot. Started to associate that album with a poster that, with the Mario Party 8 poster that I got soon afterwards. Right. I suppose I could maybe. I know I've got these years like mixed together, but I'm starting to think maybe I could separate them into 2 separate ones. Probably a bit easier than it would be for years 10 and 11. And one more thing I remember, a fashion statement. Once forgot to take sticker off jeans I was wearing. Nick B told me about it. I said, yeah, I'm making a fashion statement. But I think it's gone out of fashion now, so I'll take it off. Nick B believed me at first and then laughed. I was also What's that coming over the hill? Is it the automatics? The automatics. Monster. Is it the automatics? Monster by the automatic. Full lyrics. What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? So when was that? I made a joke with hold on. I should put, is it an equation? I made a joke. Hold on. Sang to De Brage. What's that coming over the hill? No, what's that coming over the axis? Is it an equation? Is it an equation? To the tune of Monster by the Automatic. Yeah. What's that coming over the axis? Is an equation. Mhm. Yeah, it feels. I don't remember. I haven't actually done. Oh, I don't actually know where the room was. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I believe, room next to dinner hall in T block. No, it was the other side of the building. Room next to. Hold on. Room on far north end of T block. I think. Well, that may be everything, that may not be everything. I mean, there will be more that comes to mind. If more does come to mind, I'll make a note of it in my notes. But that's going to be it for now. I've done loads. It feels like I thought it wasn't going to be as much, but actually it's turned out to be quite a lot. What colour am I going to make sixth form? Have I done that colour before? I think I have. With your 5/6. Let's change that to something slightly different. All right. Well, I'm approaching like nearly 1,000 lines. That's a lot. I've definitely gone for longer today than I thought I would. I thought I was going to. Tell you what, I've recorded a lot these past couple of days. Because I've done this, I've been drafting Bloomberg as well. Yesterday I did like one of these. It was 3 hours. So yeah. Well, I'm home alone, so it's fine. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Next time, I think I don't know if I'm gonna take a break from this or whatnot, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to start drawing some stuff. I do have my drawing pad. I'm going to try and, I mean, it might not be very good, but I'm going to try and see if I can make some, map out some classrooms or some diagrams and stuff. Well, that'd be nice. Anyway, that's it for today. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.